we got some really disturbing news for the New York Mets. This is actually a really confusing story, so do pay attention. There have been multiple complaints of the New York Mets of like inappropriate behavior, like sexual harassment and whatnot. And the Mets knew about it and have not acted on it. Mario, this is very, very disturbing, and I really do question what's going on with the New York Mets. Let me get into the details. Their allegations are on David Newman, who is the Mets' chief marketing, content, and communications officer, who was rehired by the team last year. Usually rehires don't go well. And the other allegations are on former marketing staffer Joe DeVito. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but whatever. And more than a dozen people who, by the way, are a mixture of men and women. I should mention that. They said that Holly Lindvall, who is the Mets senior president of Human Resources and Diversity, was aware of the complaint and never acted on it. That's just not good, Mario. It's not looking good for the New York Mets. And before I continue, I actually have a lot to say about this, Mario. I have a quote from a former employee. He said, and I quote, "It was clear that her interest was protecting ownership and executives and not the office as a whole. You could not go to HR and feel protected, comfortable, anything." I actually have a quote from Sandy Alderson too, who is the team president. This is actually a really interesting quote, guys. So listen up. Ready? And I quote, "Let me try and make a point as strongly as I can, okay? Not every instance involving men, women in the workplace is a capital offense, okay? Every time something happens, it doesn't mean somebody has to be fired. There are a lot of intermediate steps that can be taken, and we've done that in a variety of different cases. And I've included capital punishment as a consequence in some cases, but not every case rises to the level of execution. And that's why I honestly think it's happening with these articles." And the source is with ESPN. So let me start off with this, okay, Mario? Because personally, I'm not surprised that this stuff is going on with the New York Mets. There's been a lot of this going on with the Mets in the last few months. Personally, I'm not really surprised by it. I'm surprised that it's not getting a lot of attention. Right, because I remember a couple months ago we were talking about the Jared Porter situation where he was sending, how do I say it? I don't think I even want to say. He was sending that pics to other girls. Yeah,
explicit content. Put it that way.
Yeah, eggplant emoji. Let's just say that. He was sending that to other women. I know Mickey Callaway, when he was with the Mets, he was saying some pretty inappropriate stuff. Then he went on to the Angels and did the same thing, but that's not what the Mets really blow. I mean, there's just been a lot going on with the New York Mets these last couple of years, and it's just not looking good for the Mario. It really isn't. From a business standpoint, it's just not looking good. And you know what? I know you remember this. Back in our senior year, remember when the Stop and Shop workers went on strike, and because they weren't getting paid? I feel like that's what's going to happen here with the Mets. Everybody that works, because it's not just front office executives that they're talking about. They're talking about people that work in the stadium. You know, they work the concessions, they're security guards, you know what I mean? Like, they're stadium keepers, whatever the case might be, janitors, you know what I mean? It's not just people that work in the front office executive. I'm assuming it's also people that work in the stadium or in the headquarters or whatever the case might be. So personally, what I think is going to happen, I think people are at work for the New York Mets. If this gets more attention, or actually not even that, I think it's just going to happen, period. They're going to go on strike until something happens. Because if they knew about this and didn't do anything, Mark, that's an issue. That is a really big issue. And I'm not going to be surprised if this gains national attention soon. I really do think it should. Because if this, again, they're allegations. So I'm not so sure exactly what's going on here. But if they're really happening, and that's something that's really going on, and they're not addressing it, that's a problem. For business, for the team, it's going to look bad on the team, on the players that are actually trying to put a good product on the field. Like, it's a very, very ugly situation. Now, again, it's an allegation. They're allegations, and they're multiple of them. So at this point, it's not looking good. You know what I mean? If there's more than one allegation, it's not looking good, Mario. It really isn't. It's a very, very ugly situation. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, if this did happen, and I'm saying if it did, because again, it's an allegation, we don't know fully. I do apologize to the people that are affected by this, and I wish them the best of luck. Well, actually, believe it or not, I'm not going to wish anybody the best of luck here, because again, they're just allegations. I don't know exactly what's going on here. I just want to know what's going on. I really want to know what's actually going on here, because this stuff going on with the New York Mets, it's been going on for quite some time, and it's just ugly. It really is. So with that being said, I just want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Nate. You almost said everything that I was about to say. First of all, like you said, I'm not surprised, but for different reasons. Okay, I'm not surprised because, unfortunately, this is very unfortunate, right? This is very unfortunate in our world. But unfortunately, when you have big businesses like that, they tend to keep a lot of their stuff behind closed doors. A lot of their stuff that they're not supposed to be behind closed doors, especially if it's people who hold high positions within that organization. So, for instance, with the New York Mets, people who were being accused was David Newman, the chief marketing, content, and communication officer, and marketing staffer Joe DeVito. Those are the guys who are being accused, and they hold relatively high positions in the organization that they are a part of. Now again, these are allegations, so I'm not sure if these are true or false or not, but like you said, multiple people, when they come out, it doesn't look too good. It doesn't mean they're automatically guilty, but it doesn't help their innocence neither, put it that way. So regarding like them taking stuff and putting under the rug, I'm not surprised, because this happens a lot with big businesses that are part of certain allegations like these. But again, they have to do something. The New York Mets, they have to do something, because this is getting out of control now, and they did, and again with Porter, they did they did stuff. They ended up getting rid of him, I believe, correct?
Yeah, they got rid of him as soon as they found out about it.
Right, because that was out in the open. They had proof to prove it, and so with that being said, you really can't keep this guy in whatever position he was doing, so you have to get rid of him. These guys, there's no proof. So I understand why the New York Mets are not firing him at this point, because there's literally no proof. There's just allegations. Okay? But the Mets got to do something. They got to put this dude on. They got to put these guys on like suspensions or something like that, in this article, it doesn't say that they did or not. So I'm just going to assume that they didn't. If you guys know if they were suspended or not, please leave it down in the comments. But look, they got to do something. They got to do something with this, man. You're absolutely right, because stuff like this within the New York Mets organization should not be happening. It shouldn't. Allegations in general like these shouldn't be happening. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the actual action that they are being accused of shouldn't even be happening. Now, again, is it possible that the people who are giving these accusations and allegations could be blind? Yeah, but multiple men and women, it doesn't seem likely. But that doesn't mean it could. That doesn't mean it couldn't happen. If all these allegations are true, again, I apologize to the men and women who have gone through this type of experience. Nobody should ever go through this type of experience. If it is not true, then again, shame on you for trying to damage some man's reputation. But look, the Mets gotta go through an investigation, and I think honestly, when stuff like this comes out, right, I think they have to suspend that person. I'm not saying fire him yet, because we don't know if it's true. You have to put them on a hold. You can't let these people continue working, because the more they continue working, if this is true, most likely more of this stuff could happen. Okay, it doesn't mean like they got accused of it. It doesn't mean they're gonna slow down. Some people do, but some people don't. Okay, and again, the perfect thing is like with Deshaun Watson. I know it's not happening recently, but more and more people are coming out. That's a fact. That's why I say suspend them. Suspend these two guys. Don't fire them. Don't automatically jump to the gun, but suspend them to make sure that stuff like this isn't continuously happening. And not only that, you send a message to every other worker and be like, look, if you're thinking about doing any of these despicable acts, don't even, because you're gonna face hard consequences for them. Now, again, there's a disadvantage to suspending them. If they do get suspended and these accusations ain't true, other people could come out and be like, hey, look, this man did this to me, or this guy did this, and they could end up suspending a dude for no reason. So there is a disadvantage to it. But I do feel like suspensions are what needs to happen, because keeping guys, if this is true, keeping them in the office isn't going to help anything, And the Mets have gone through so many things, so many allegations and accusations where people who work for them or people who used to work for them, that it doesn't seem like the problem's getting fixed anytime soon. So they need to do something in order to let their workers know, hey, look, this cannot be happening, And so with that being said, but even actually before I end this, Nate, let me go on one topic. If these allegations are false, okay, if they're false, if all these allegations are false, which is very unlikely, but if so, then those workers need to be fired. right there and then on the
I
spot.
absolutely agree.
To let people know, like, look, if you're creating false allegations, you're gonna have consequences as well. So don't think you're gonna try to pull a fast one and get this dude and you know, accuse this man of doing something that he never did and thinking you're gonna get away with it. No, you are gonna get fired as well. That's what I think should happen right there. Okay? So again, suspend him, go through an investigation, a thorough investigation, find out more facts and information. Okay? And if we do have an update on this, we will let you know exactly what happened. Go through a thorough investigation. And then once you get all the facts and, you know, you get a conclusion out of this, then you make your move from there, you know? If they are guilty, fire them. If they're not, keep them. It's that simple. So, with that being said, I'm not going to wish nobody here good luck, Nate. You know, all I'm going to say is, you know, us, me, you, and everybody watching and everybody who knows about this story probably most likely wants the truth. And I think that's what needs to come out.